When I think about 1798, and I grew up in a place where it certainly was very important, the first thing that I think now is that 1798 was a tragedy. It was certainly not something that I think we ought to think about in celebratory terms. I have to say now, at this point in my life, having studied it for a while, that Ireland would have been a lot better off had 1798 never happened. I say that because the ideals for which the United Irishmen decided to fight were wonderful ideals, and we live by them now in most of the Western world. But they decided to fight. Now, certainly they were fighting in the context of a time, the time of the French Revolution, when it seemed that rebellion worked. And it's harsh of us to judge them morally, certainly, for making this decision. But nonetheless, the United Irishmen launched a war, and we can't forget that. And at the end of that war, tens of thousands of people were dead, who would otherwise have lived, we presume, normal lives. So 98, for me, in Wexford, 98 in Ireland generally, is a tragic event, and a very unfortunate event, and a very dark thing. In the 98 rebellion, there was bravery. There were some very courageous people on both sides, let it be said. There was also brutality. There were all of the things that go along with warfare. But war is a serious business. And I think when we attempt to commemorate wars that have taken place in the past, we have to be very, very serious about it and very, very careful how we do it. And so when I look back on this rebellion, when I look back on this conflict, I look back on it much more sadly, I think much more somberly than I would have done when I was younger growing up in a place like this.